Hey everybody. Sorry I can't be in the class today or tomorrow, but here's what I was planning on doing is doing these videos where I can at least give you guys the answers to the review packet. So if you have any questions on these, which I'm sure some of you do, hopefully this answers them. If you still have questions and these videos do not answer them, please just shoot me a email. I will be keeping an eye on my email between now and the day of the test. So anyway, hopefully this helps. So this is the Unit 1 packet we're going to go over in this first video. And I already wrote the definitions in here, so yeah, and these are the definitions you will see on the test. So as long as you know these definitions and you know what terms they go with, you should be all set. I'll leave this on the screen for a second so you can pause this and write these down. And that's it. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at number 2. Okay. So points A, B, C, and D are collinear, with B being between A and C being between B and D. Okay, so let's see how we're going to do this. So they give us a little line segment here. We're going to draw these here. So we got, actually I'm going to turn my phone off so it's not ringing in the middle of this video. It's going to be annoying. Okay. So we know B is between A and C. So here's A and C. And B is between it. We know, and then C is between B and D. Okay, so that would work. So it actually is in alphabetical order. Okay. Now we don't know if they're equidistant. We don't know if these are midpoints or whatever, but so we're going to label these. All we know is they're collinear, which means they're on the same line. So A, just in alphabetical order. D, B, and C. Okay. Let's zoom in here so it's easier to read. If AD equals 40, AB equals 3x plus 5, BC equals 2x, CD equals 10, final length of AB and BC. All right, so we're going to label some of these. So the whole thing is 40. Oh, okay, that's a little better. AB is 3x plus 5. Okay. BC is 2x. CD is 10. Find the length of AB and find the length of BC. Okay, so we know, actually let me use this paper. Using segment addition postulate, there's a few things we can conclude here. So we know that the distance from A to B plus the distance from B to C plus the distance from C to D will be equal to the distance from A to D. So we know this plus this equals the whole thing, right? So we're just going to plug these in here. So we know AB is 3x plus 5. BC is 2x. And CD is 10. And the whole thing is 40. So we're going to set up an algebraic equation. And we're just going to solve that. Okay. So 3x plus 2x is 5x. Circle these. And then 5 plus 10 is 15. And we're going to solve here. So we're going to go minus 15. So 40 take away 15 is 25. Okay. And x equals 5. So we have x, now we can find the lengths they're asking us for. They're asking us for AB and BC. So AB is 3x plus 5. AB is 3 times 5 plus 5. 3 times 5 is 15. And 15 plus 5 is 20. Okay. And BC is 2x. So BC is going to be 2 times 5, and BC is going to be 10. So that's it. So AB, the distance from AB is 20, and the distance from B to C is 10. Okay. All right. All right, here we go. B is between, I'll zoom out a little bit here. B is between points A and C. AB is x plus 3, BC is 4x plus 7, A to C is 10. Finally, okay, so we're going to actually draw this. So it's ABC. So A, B, C. So AB is 6 plus 3. And BC is 4x plus 7. And the whole thing is 10. We're finding these individual lengths. So we're going to solve it the exact same way we did the other one. So we're going to say x plus 3 plus 4x plus 7 equals 10. So we're going to combine like terms. So 4x plus x is 5x. I didn't write it out. I should write that out. Sorry. So it should be AB plus BC equals AC. And then we plug these in. So we have 3 plus 7 is 10. We're going to solve for x, so we're going to subtract our 10 from both sides, so constant. 5x equals 0. Divide both sides by 5. And x will be equal to 0. But we're not done. So to plug that in, so AB is x plus 3. So AB is 0 plus 3. So AB is 3. And then BC is 4x plus 7. BC equals 4 times 0 plus 7. And BC equals 0 plus 7. And BC equals 7. Okay, so we have them. Okay. Find the measure of CFM if XFC is 80. So this whole thing is 80. We don't know what this is. We're going to call that x. So x plus 23 has to equal 80, right? The measure of angle XFM plus the measure of angle MFC equals the measure of angle XFC. Okay, so this angle plus this angle equals the whole angle, right? Okay, XFM is 23. MFC is x, and the whole thing is 80. So we're going to subtract 23 from both sides. And x should equal 57 degrees. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right. Find UGH. All right. So we're looking for this thing. Okay. UGH is this angle here. Okay. So we know these angles are the same because they have the same number of arcs. So this is 33 degrees. So to find UGH, you're just going to add these two together. So I'll still write it out though. So the measure of angle UGP plus the measure of angle PGH equals measure of angle UGH. So UGP is 52 degrees. And PGH is 33 degrees. And we're going to add that together, find out what that is. It's going to be 85 degrees equals measure of angle UGH. And that's it. Let's pause this for 1 second. Be right back, guys. Okay, so let's continue. So we got a very similar problem here. Find the measure of angle HIJ. Sorry, find the measure of x if the measure of HIJ is 14x minus 1, and the measure of angle RIJ is 10x plus 20, and the measure of angle HIR is 23. Okay. So we're looking for HIJ, which is this whole thing, right? H to I to J. We know HIJ is 14x minus 1. So we're finding x, something out of it. Okay. We're looking for x. The whole thing is 14x minus 1. We know RIJ, which is this thing here. This is 10x plus 20. and we know that HIR is 23 degrees. All right, so we know that these two should add up to 14x minus 1, because that's the whole thing, right? So we're going to say measure of angle HIJ is equal to the measure of angle HIR plus the measure of angle RIJ. You're going to go just some angle addition postulate right there. So HIJ is 14x minus 1. Hold on a second. All right, sorry about that. Where were we? Okay, so the whole thing is HIJ, this little part's HIR, and this other part's RIJ. So let's plug these in. HIJ is 14x minus 1. HIR is 23 degrees. And RIJ is 10x plus 20. I want to write this on another piece of paper because there's just not a lot of room on here. So let's see here. It's 23 plus 10x. Can't read my handwriting. Plus 20. Okay. That's where I solve for x. So let's combine these like terms. So plus combine these together. So 14x minus 1 equals, let's see, 23 plus 20 is 43 plus 10x. And subtract 10x from both sides. And 14x minus 10x is 4x minus 1 plus 43. We're going to add 1 to both sides. So 4x equals 44. Divide both sides by 4. And x equals 11. We're not, oh, we are done. We're just looking for x. All right, so x equals 11. Okay. Now we got find x if measure of angle CD is 28 degrees. And CD is 60x minus 2, and AD is 49x plus 3. Okay. So CDA is this one. This is 28 degrees. CDE, which is the whole thing, is 60x minus 2, and ADE is 49x plus 3. So this angle, so CDA plus ADE equals CDE. Let's write that out. We'll write it down here so we have more room. So the measure of angle CDE is equal to the measure of angle CDA plus the measure of angle ADE. Okay? And CDE is 60x minus 2. So 60x minus 2 equals, CDA is 28 degrees, and ADE is 49x plus 3. Okay, so let's combine our like terms here. So we have 28 and 3. That's going to give us 31. So 60x minus 2 equals 31 plus 49x. Okay, let's get the x's on the same side. So we're going to subtract 49x from both sides. So this is going to be 60x minus 49x is 11x. Minus 2 equals 31. So we're going to add 2 to both sides. We're going to have 11x equals 33. And x will be equal to 3. There we go. Okay. All right. Find x find x and the measure of RKJ. If the measure of RKJ is 12x, the measure of LKJ is 124 degrees, and ray KR bisects angle LKJ. So if this KR bisects this, that means these two angles have to be congruent. We're going to illustrate that by writing the same number of arcs. Okay, so RKJ is this one. This is 12x. LKJ, which is the whole thing, is 124. But we know these are the same, so I'm actually going to write 12x right there. So we're looking for x and RKJ. All right, so we know this LK, we know that LKR plus RKJ equals LKJ, so we're going to write that out. Okay. So we're going to say the measure of angle LKJ is equal to the measure of angle LKR plus the measure of angle RKJ. So LKJ is going to be 124 degrees. LKR is 12x. And RKJ is 12x. So we're going to solve for x. So combine these together. This will give us 24x. So 124 equals 24x. We're going to divide both sides by a coefficient, which is 24. Let's see. I think that's 6. No. Is it? Yeah, it is. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to use a calculator right now. 124 divided by 24 is... No, it's not. Is this supposed to give us decimal, or did I screw this up? Let's double check this. So RKJ is 12x. LKJ is 124 degrees. KR bisects it. Yeah, we get a decimal. That's okay. That's not very helpful. So we're going to leave it as a fraction, actually, to make it easier for us. Excuse me. So, divides at 5 and 1/6, I believe. Let's see. Yeah. So it'd be x equals 5 and 1/6. And then, what's the measure of LKJ? Sorry, what's the measure of RKJ? So RKJ times 12, that is basically 5 and 6 times 12. So, let's see. 124 times 12. Should be 62. It's not a great example, unfortunately. Measure of angle RKJ. It's a little more frustrating when it's not an integer. Okay. So x equals 5 and 1/6. And measure of angle RKJ is 62 degrees. Okay. All right, it's the bottom one here. In the figure below, line M bisects AB so that AB is cut into 2 equal pieces. Okay, solve for x. So we know these two things are congruent, so we just set them equal to each other. So we're going to say 3x plus 17 equals 8x minus 13. So we're going to subtract 3x from both sides. 17 equals 5x minus 13. We're going to add 13 to both sides. It's going to be 30 equals 5x. Divide both sides by 5. X equals 6. Alright, that wasn't that bad. Okay. Alright. Okay. Number 10. Complete the sentence with a word that best fits the sentence. 2 angles whose sum is 90. Those would be complementary angles. All right. It says word, but with complementary angles. That's fine. 2 lines that intersect and form right angles. Those would be perpendicular lines. Perpendicular. This is word, but I'm doing 2 words. Why not? Find the measure of an angle complementary to 30. So it's complementary to 30. We just simply subtract 30 from 90. This will be 60 degrees. Find the measure of an angle supplementary to 117. So remember, supplementary is 180 degrees. So 180 minus 117. And I believe that's 63 degrees? I think so, yeah. What is the measure of the supplement of a 72 degree angle? So supplement, so 180 minus 72, and that's going to equal 108 degrees. What is the measure of a complement of a 15 angle? So complement, so 90 minus 15. It's going to be 75 degrees. Okay. For each of the following, identify the angle relationship between A and B, then solve for the measure of angle B. Okay. A, B are going to be, well, they're adjacent and they're complementary. Okay, so they're next to each other, so they're adjacent and they're complementary because this is a line here. This is 90. That means these two have to be 90. So complementary. And adjacent. If A is 31, what does this need to be? Well, it's just 90 minus 31. So 90 minus 31, is that 59? Yep, 59 degrees. Okay, they are adjacent here. And they are a linear pair because they form a line. So linear pair and adjacent. So A is 80. So if they're a linear pair, that means they're also supplementary. So 180 minus 80 is going to be 100. It's 100 degrees. Okay. A, B are vertical. So if A is 60, then B is to be 60 because vertical angles are congruent. Okay. A, B are adjacent and a linear pair. So A is 134. So they're supplementary because linear pairs are supplementary. So 180 minus 134 is 46, I believe. Yeah, 46 degrees. It's 46. Okay. Two more? No, this is a long one. Okay. Alright, I'm about to do the unthinkable. I'm about to graph with pen. Uh-oh. This would get me in trouble back in the day. On the coordinate plane to the right, plot S, 5, negative 7, and A, 13, negative 9. Find the distance between S and A, using the distance formula, and find the midpoint. Okay. It's a lot easier using Pythagorean Theorem, but we'll use distance formula. Why not? 5, negative 7. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then down 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's going to be S. And A is going to be 13, negative 9. So that's 5. Oh, it's hard when these boxes are so small. Wow. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then negative 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's going to be A. Okay, so we need to connect those. Let's use a box here. Do I have a ruler? Does this work? This will work. Okay. Alright, so that's the line segment. 1 second. Okay, so the distance formula, those of you who try to strike that from your memory, I don't blame you. So D equals x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay, so we're going to label these x1, y1, and x2, y2. So our x2 is 13, our x1 is 5, our y2 is negative 9, and our y1 is negative 7. So one thing you want to be careful of is the double negative here, because you're subtracting a negative, so you want to make sure you keep track of that. That's an area where students always seem to make mistakes on. Let's go ahead and change it to plus. So we're going to rewrite this. We're going to say 13 minus 5 plus negative 9 plus 7 squared. So 13 minus 5 is 8. And then negative 9 plus 7 is going to be negative 2. 8 squared is 64. Negative 2 squared is 4. 64 plus 4 is 68. Let's see if we can simplify that. 2 and, let's see, 34. And then 2 and 17. And those are both terms. So we have radical 2 times 2 times 17. So cross those out. 2 radical 17. And that's a distance. That right here, 2 radical 17. Find the midpoint of SA. So the midpoint formula is going to be x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. So we'll use the same two coordinates. So x1 is 5, x2 is 13, so 5 plus 13 over 2. And then y1 is negative 7, y2 is negative 9, so we're going to have negative 7 plus negative 9 over 2. Just finding the average, basically. 5 plus 13 is 18 over 2, which is going to be 9. And then negative 7 plus negative 9 is going to be negative 16. And negative 16 over 2 is going to be negative 8. That's our midpoint. So 9, negative 8. Which would be, yeah, sounds about right. Okay. SA has one endpoint at S, and its midpoint J is at 4, 0. What are the coordinates of A, the other endpoint of SA? Show how you arrived at your answer. Okay. These are the ones that always give people a hard time. What are the coordinates of A, the other endpoint? Okay, so I always like to draw an example of this. So SA, and J is the midpoint, it tells us. So J is 4, 0. S is 2, 5. We don't know what this is. Okay. So we're just going to basically plug in what we do know to find the missing endpoints. So we know the x value of the midpoint, or x sub mid, is equal to x1 plus x2 over 2. So this will be our x1, and then this will be our x2 and our y2. So our x sub mid is 4. That's the midpoint, right? So the x value of the midpoint. So 4 equals x sub 1, which is 2, plus we don't know what that is, x over 2. Let me just solve for x here. So we're going to multiply both sides by 2, because that's in our denominator here. So we have 8 equals 2 plus x. Then we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. So x equals 6. So we can already cross those out. And then y sub mid equals y sub 1 plus y sub 2 over 2. So our y sub mid is 0. And our y sub 1 is 5. Plus y sub 2 over 2. We're going to multiply both sides by 2 because that's in our denominator. So 0 equals 5 plus y sub 2. And then we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. Y sub 2 equals negative 5. So it's this one right here. Okay. If a segment has an endpoint of 0, 7 and a midpoint of negative 1, 2, this is the exact same problem as 18. Okay. So let's draw that. One endpoint is 0, 7. The midpoint is negative 1, 2. Again, this isn't to scale, and we don't know what that is. So x2, y2. We're going to solve this the exact same way. So x sub mid equals x sub 1 plus x sub 2 over 2, or x sub mid is negative 1, or x1 is 0. We don't know what the x sub 2 is. We're going to multiply both sides by 2. So we have negative 2, but there's no see it. Negative 2 equals 0 plus x, so x equals negative 2. So y sub mid is y sub 1 plus y sub 2 over 2, or y sub mid is 2, or y sub 1 is 7. We don't know what the other y is. We're going to multiply both sides by 2. So 4 equals 7 plus y. Subtract 7 from both sides. Y equals negative 3. So it would be negative 2 comma negative 3. Okay. Line segment KL is shown on the coordinate plane. What are the coordinates of the midpoint of the line segment? Okay, so we just use the midpoint formula. So we have, let's do a right-hand sheet. So x1, y1, x2, y2, x sub 1 plus x sub 2 over 2, y sub 1 plus y sub 2 over 2. Let's plug our values in here. So negative 3 goes in here. X sub 2 is here, so negative 2. The y sub 1 is 5. Our y sub 2 is negative 3. So negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. It's negative 1/2. And then 5 plus negative 3 is 2. And 2 over 2 is 1. So it's going to be negative 1/2 comma 1. Okay. We are almost there. This is a long packet. Sorry guys, this is like the longest video I've ever had to make. Wow. Alright. If you're still with me, I am impressed. Find the length of AB using both Pythagorean Theorem and the distance formula. Okay. It's a lot easier using the Pythagorean Theorem rather. So, why are we doing another distance problem? Alright, so, nobody likes distance formula. Let's do that first. Let's get that out of the way. So D equals x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay, so let's label our points. x1, y1, x2, y2. Our x2 is 15. Our x1 is 5. Our y2 is 25, and our y1 is 75. What am I doing here? Minus 75. Okay. 15 minus 5 is 10. And 25 minus 75 is going to be negative 50. So 10 squared is 100. And negative 50 squared is 2,500. Add them together, you get 2,600. You can definitely simplify that. That's going to be 100 times 26. We're going to leave that because we know that's 10 and 10, and we don't need to break that down further because we know that's a perfect square. 26 is going to be 2 and 13, so that's not going to help us. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to go with radical 10 times 10 times 2 times 13. Circle the 10s, cross it out, 10 on the outside. And then 2 times 13 is 26. If you're looking at that and you say, wow, he did that fast, no worries. Just use your yellow calculator, press the mode, go in math print. We should all be able to do that at this point. Pythagorean Theorem. Yeah, this is the one I like a little better here. So, let's calculate the distance here. So, from 5 to 15, this length is 10. From 25 to 75, that's 50. So, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Good old Pythagoras. So label our sides, A, B, and C. It's confusing because we have A and B there, but oh well, what can you do? So 50 squared plus 10 squared equals C squared. This should look very familiar. Right? Square root both sides. And C will be equal to, we got 10 radical 26. Personally, I like this one a lot better. I like using Pythagorean Theorem. I think everybody does. Okay, the last one. Whew, this is a marathon. C is the midpoint of AD. B is the midpoint of AC. This is directly off the test. A is located at 4, 8. D is located at 8, 0. What are the coordinates be? Okay, so we basically need to find this midpoint, and then we need to find this midpoint. So first we're going to find this by using these two endpoints. So we're going to label this as x1, y1, and x2, y2. So 4 plus 8, why do I keep putting commas, over 2. And then 8 plus 0 over 2. 4 plus 8 is 12. And then 8 plus 0 is 8. 12 over 2 is 6. 8 over 2 is 4. So this is 6, 4. And now we're going to use this as our new coordinates. So this will still be x1, y1. This will be our new x2, y2, and we're going to find that. Because we're going to use the midpoint formula here. So we have a little more room up right here. So 4 plus 6, because x1, x2. And then 8 plus 4. I put a comma there. There you go. 8 plus 4 over 2. 4 plus 6 is going to be 10 over 2. And then 8 plus 4 is 12 over 2. 10 over 2 is 5. 12 over 2 is 6. So it's 5 over 6. All right. Wow, that was a marathon session. So hopefully that was helpful to you guys. If there's anything I went over too quickly or it didn't make sense, shoot me an email, and I will see it because I'll be checking my email between now and Tuesday. The tests begin on Tuesday, and I won't be in the building until Tuesday at the earliest. So, all right, guys. See you soon.